squat warm up. Let's go. First things first, hydrate, water, pre-workout. I'm enjoying Gorilla Mind grape energy drink. Very important to start with some light cardio. I enjoy the Stairmaster. You can do whatever you want. 5 to 10 minutes. Yup. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy. You don't have to run a marathon. You just gotta get a little warm, i.e. warm up. I'm going on level 6 right now. 5 to 10 minutes, see how I feel.
10 minutes later.
All right. 10 minutes later, I'm warm, so it's time to get started on mobility. Okay, mobility time. We're gonna start with ankle mobility. This like deep lunge slash dorsiflexion action. So here. Ten each side. Switch sides. You might notice that one side is better than your other side. That's just your dominant side. Most people have a dominant side. If you're right-handed, it's most likely your right side. If you're left-handed, it's most likely your left side, but it's not always the case. Now we're gonna do some ankle rotations, some ankle circles, each direction. 5 circles each direction. Switch. Next, we're gonna do some 90-90s for our hip mobility. So starting this position, 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle. Here, slow and controlled back into a 90-degree angle. That's one. If you find yourself scooting forward, which a lot of people do, just scoot back. You can also grab the ground for some stability. Like this. Last one. Done with 90-90s, good job. Next we're gonna do squat to toe touch. So it looks like this, I'll show you once. Squat, you can grab your toes. To this toe touch, really feel it in your hamstrings mostly. Back down to squat. If this is too much for you, just go as far as you can. And if you can't touch your toes, just go as far as you can go, okay? But I'm gonna do the full range of motion. All right, we're gonna do 15. Ready, go. And done, good job. Okay, next we're gonna do ATG split squats, so off the grass, pretty much just like as far as you can go. Split squats, knees over your toes. I'll show you once so that you can see. Okay, that's what the motion looks like. So you're gonna wanna go as controlled as possible and really focus on feeling your quad. Like pull your body back up. First side, 6, let's go. And then right here, your quad, that's 1. That's 2. 3. 5. 6. Switch sides, 6 on the other side. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. If you feel like you need more, you can go ahead and repeat that process as many times as you would like. But for the sake of this warm-up, we are going to move on to Cossack squats with internal hip rotation. Okay, I'll show you the movement first. So Cossack squat, onto your butt. Rotation. Up. That was a bit of a struggle. Okay. That one is a fairly advanced mobility movement, I would say. It's not like crazy, but it does take a little bit of practice, balance, strength. So if you're not quite there with the internal rotation yet, because it does take a bit of work to get back up out of that, you can just do a Cossack squat, which looks like this. And if even that is seeming a little bit out of reach for the moment, you can just do like as deep as you can lunge. I'm gonna be doing the Cossack squat with rotation though, so get ready, we're gonna do 6. Begin. Oh, yeah. And lastly, I like to do some sort of like back mobility, just because squat is a compound movement and you're using your whole body to do that movement. So I like to also warm up my back. Okay, for that we're gonna do thread the needles. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna be doing 5 each side. If you feel like that's not enough for you, feel free to pause the video and do more, but we're gonna get started on those 5. Ready, go. Switch sides, breathe in, and then breathe out on your way through. At this time, if there's anything else you feel like you'd like a little loosening of, you can feel free to do that, but we are going to move on closer to the rack now. So let's go. Next, prepare your vehicle of squat. This is about the time that I put on my sleeves and my squat shoes, just so that I don't have to put them on later. So if you use squat shoes or sleeves, put those on now. This is a hack, long socks. Makes it easier to get your sleeves on. Knee sleeves from Village Hidden Iron, code BEEF to save. Ready. Okay, and the last portion of the warm up, and I would say arguably to me, one of the most important is the warm up set of squat. So I like to start with the bar. If the bar is too heavy for you, you can find a lighter bar, or you can do body weight. That's totally fine, but usually it does feel a little different with weight versus no weight on your back. Just keep that in mind. Set it up as if you're going for like a real set. So do your setup, breathe. These ones, I like to focus on the mind muscle connection. Really focus on lifting with my glutes. And now we start to add weight for our warm-up sets. The key for me is trying to find a sweet spot between this is a warm-up and this is like a workout. So I don't want to be doing too many reps in my warm-up sets, just because I don't want to get tired by the time I get to my working. So with the bar, I usually do like between 10 and 15. Once I start adding some weight, it starts dropping to less reps. So with this, I might do like 6, just to feel the motion. And between each one of these sets, like 2 to 3 minute rest is what I usually take. And then if I'm training for strength, ideally the rest would be long enough for my heart rate to go down to like more resting. But sometimes I just time it and I just time for 3 minutes. So then after the 3 minutes, I'm like, okay, we gotta go at this point. Like, we gotta go. If you have these itty bitty type weights, this is a 2.5 at your gym and it makes sense to implement them in order to warm up or to reach a new max, make sure you do that. I've had quite a few people message me lately asking when is the appropriate time to start using a belt. And the answer is, it's pretty subjective. You can't really say like, oh, as soon as you hit 1 plate, it's time to start using a belt, because 1 plate for me is probably different than 1 plate for you, or 1 plate for some guy that weighs 250 pounds. Like 1 plate is different for everybody. So it just kind of depends on what you're comfortable with. The belt isn't magic, but it is a very useful tool to help you to properly brace and to protect your back. And I mean, I would recommend it if you're comfortable, but don't feel like it's a requirement. You shouldn't feel like it's a requirement, but I like it, so I use it. And again, with the subjectivity of like, what is a heavy weight? As soon as I feel like, hey, you know, I think I'd be more comfortable squatting this with my belt on, I put my belt on. So that's what I do. I don't think there's really like a direct, correct answer, but yeah. And that's it. That's how I warm up for squats with mobility and warm up sets. I hope this video was helpful. Please don't forget to like it, come back to it for your next squat warm up, subscribe to the channel, and leave a silly comment below. I'll see you in the next video. Adios.